and a very good morning to my fellow classmate. I, Megha Chakraborty, from ECVLSI roll number 3, along with Konkona Vashak, roll number 4, are going to present on the topic urban ecology. So now I am going to start. Here is the content of our presentation. Now I am going to start with the introduction. At first, we have to know what is urban ecology. Urban ecology is nothing but the study of the ecosystem that include human living in cities and urbanizing landscapes. The urban environment refers to environment dominated by high density residential and commercial building packed surfaces. In disciplinary field that aims to understand how human and ecological processes can coexist in human dominated system and help societies with their effort to become more sustainable. Now there is a question, why are you choose the topic? It is just because this is the current situation of our societies and our ecological system, and that are equal very important for now, but this is also harmful for our society. Now there are some methods to study urban ecology. They are: first, chemical and biochemical techniques, then temperature data and heat mapping, remote sensing, and long-term ecological research, or LTER. Now, at first, we will talk about the chemical and biochemical techniques. They are used to determine pollutant concentration and their effect. Test can be as simple as dipping a manufacturer test strip, as in the case of pH testing. Heavy metal contamination due to industrial runoff. Test for nitrate, phosphate, sulfate, etc., which are commonly associated with carbon pollutants. Now we will talk about temperature data and heat mapping. At first, we have to know what is temperature data. Temperature data is the ability to correlate temperature with various factors that may be affecting or occurring in the environment. Data can be overlaid with maps of lands and one features and other factors which affect areas to create the heat maps. These heat maps can be used to view trends and distribution over time and space. Now we will talk about remote sensing. What is remote sensing? Remote sensing allows collection of data using satellites. Remote is the technique in which data is collected from distant location through the use of satellite images and aerial photographies. In urban ecology, remote sensing is used to collect data about land, weather pattern, light, and vegetation. And last but not the least, long-term ecological research, or LTER. Long-term ecological research, or LTER, sites are research sites funded by the government that have collected reliable long-term data over an extended period of time. These sites provide long-term temporal and spatial data such as average temperature, rainfall, and other ecological processes. These long-term data sets can then be analyzed to find trends relating to the effects of urban environment. Now we have to know what is urban biodiversity. Biodiversity is a term used to describe all the living things and the variation in between them. It includes plants, animal, fungi, and microorganisms. Nature in cities is not only a matter of cultivated and managed biodiversity, such as admin parks, gardens, and lawns. For example, urban wetlands, abandoned industrial sites, roadside verges, vacant lots, and derelict lands. Now, ecosystem services. Biodiversity provides a wide range of ecosystem services to human population which underpin human health and well-being. Within city, biodiversity can help us to regulate urban climate and microclimate, improve air quality, purified water, control storm and water runoff, improve soil fertility, and recycle wastes. Now, urban effect on environment. Urban people change their environment through the consumption of food, energy, water, and land. Humans are driving force behind urban ecology and influence the environment in variety of ways, such as modifying lands, surfaces, waterways, introducing foreign species, and altering biochemical cycles. Other effects can be more gradual, such as the change in global climate due to urbanization. Now, the modification of land and waterways. Humans place high demand on land not only to build urban centers but also in a surrounding suburban areas for housing. Expanding cities and suburban areas necessitate corresponding deforestation of meet the land use resource requirement of urbanization. Modification can come in the forms of dams, artificial canals, and even the reversal of rivers. So that's all from my side. Now the further will be discussed by my fellow classmate Konkona Boshak. Konkona, over to you.
Yes, urban effects on environment and the subpoint is trade, shipping, and trade of invasive spices. Both local shipping and long distance trade are required to meet the resource demands important in maintaining urban areas. Carbon dioxide emissions from the transport of goods and also contribute to uh, accumulating greenhouse gases and nutrients deposits in the soil and tear of urban environment. Increased transportations between urban centers further the incidental movement of animal and plant species. Megha, change the slide. And then urban effects on environment. Introduced to invasive alien species are populations of organisms living in a range in which they did not naturally involved due to intentional or inadvertent human activity. Invasive alien species often have no natural predators and pose a substantial threat to the dynamic of existing ecological population in the new environment where they are introduced. For example, dengue comes to Pakistan. Megha, change the slide. Human effects on biochemical pathway. Urbanization results in a large demand for chemical used by industry, construction, agriculture, and energy providing services. That demand have a substantial impact on biochemical cycles, resulting in phenomenal such as acid rain, global warming, etc. Prevent nutrients from returning to the soil, water, and atmosphere. Make a change. Then is the title is urban sustainability. Most people in worldwide live in the cities and town, and their number continue to increase. Cities offer an attractive living environment for majority of people. Needed to understand human nature interaction to improve research, design, planning, and management of cities, towns, and urban regions. Make a change. Strategies to make carbon sustainable. Urban gardening is the first subtitle. Instead of depending wholly on grocery stores, urban natives are resorting to their own methods of producing local food. Whether it is a restaurant growing vegetables in its backyard or a neighborhood taking over vacant lots for community garden. Through the urban gardening, local get fresh produce and access to high quality fruits and vegetables at an affordable price. Mega change. Next subtitle is food forests. Forests that are created specifically to produce food called food forests. Food forests are an effective way of turning underused land into self-sufficient sustainable ecosystems. For example, community in city from Los Angeles to London have created food forests to help achieve their agriculture needs. Make a change. Third point is investment in downtowns. Encouraging business, not profit environment and cultured institutions to locate their office and other facilities within the urban core, needed to encourage the preservation of rehabilitation of historic properties or green spaces within the urban core. Make a change. And the last point is sustainable landscape and buildings. Decrease impervious pavement areas, buildings to maximize passive heating or cooling, planting or passivating vegetation will all help mitigate greenhouse gas emissions from the urban areas. Implementing sustainable storm water techniques and energy efficient building technologies, including green or cool roof, can help mitigate building emissions. Make a change. Then its strategies to make carbon sustainable. First is community should also move towards energy conservation. Second, minimize gas, water, and thermal pollution. And last is non-oil and coal-based alternative such as solar, wind, thermal, and biomass, which can reduce dependency on non-renewable resources. Make a reference. We are got this topic and the information from Fundamentals of Environment and Ecology, written by Dr. Devapriya De and Dr. Devashish De, S. Chand and Company Limited. And we got other information from NCERT biological textbook from our school, and obviously Google and encyclopedias. Megha. Conclusions. As a conclusions, we can definitely say that urbanization is really affecting our environment. So we have to follow all the strategies to make urban sustainable. Like we can try urban gardening, we can create food forest and lots more. All the strategies and thing that mentioned before, if we can follow all the strategies, then our urban will become really sustainable in the near future. Megha. And acknowledgement, we will like to express our gratitude to our teacher, Mr. Shomajit Gorai, for providing such a support and guidance. We got to learn a lot more about this project, urban ecology sustainability, which will be very helpful for us near future. And last but not the least, we will thank to our parents. Without them, we would not have been able to complete this project. And then thank you for watching this and listen to us. Thank you, sir.
আচ্ছা, মেঘা আর হচ্ছে রেকর্ডিংটা অফ করে দাও।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, রেকর্ডিংটা অফ করে দিচ্ছি। স্যার স্টপ রেকর্ডিং তো?
ওই জিনিসটা তুমি পাঠিয়ে দেবে, হ্যাঁ, অনামিকাকে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার। স্যার স্টপ
আচ্ছা,
রেকর্ডিং করতে
এবার
হবে তো, মানে?
হ্যাঁ, এখনো রেকর্ডিং চলছে কিন্তু।